think Len's mic's fucked, but whatever. Try talking, Len. Oh my god.
Bro, what the fuck? Bro, restart your audio.
Lives at stake. It's just one life.
He sounds like an
God.
angel.
He does.
How about now?
Sounds better.
There you go.
Okay, I just needed to restart my M track.
No, dude, you sound deep again. You're a barber.
You're super low pitch.
Son of a bitch! I gotta restart my computer, then I'll be right back. All right. Well, the first question I've got for you, I have to ask this because it's been all over the internet. Who's winning in a fight, 100 man or one gorilla?
100 men or one gorilla. What do the men have?
Nothing.
Nothing. No,
Indomitable spirit.
no pants. Nothing.
Nope. They're all naked.
Nothing at all.
Nope. I mean, let's say they're in the woods. I guess they could pick up some rocks or something.
They got
I
like
don't know.
sticks and rocks. Come on now.
What kind of gorilla are we talking? Like how much?
I'm talking
bigger?
a frickin' the most alpha of silverback gorillas
Like
you could think
Harambe?
of.
I would still have to go with 100 men. If you had 100 men,
Yeah.
because it's not just about strength, right? It's the strategy behind it. Because it's like, okay,
Yeah.
they can coordinate to exploit particular weaknesses of the gorilla. Okay, that's my prerogative. We built airplanes, we built spaceships. We can probably take down the gorilla.
You
right?
probably fight a gorilla, yeah.
I mean, 100 is a lot. I mean, if
It
it
is a
was
lot.
10 dudes, that might be a little different. But 100, I mean,
All right, let's actually talk about ponies.
Great opener.
Now, I know we've talked a lot over the last few months, especially since HarmonyCon. But I don't think even I've ever asked what got you into this fandom.
well, I'll give you the I'll give you the short and sweet of it, right? It was right around when the pandemic started. You know, everybody had a bunch of free time. So I had a lot of time, and I spent a lot of that time trying to explore new interests and just pass the time. And one of those interests was always messing with music programs. There was a YouTuber that I used to watch every now and again because they did these really cool effect demonstrations for audio effects. And that channel was called Shall Music Effects. And funnily enough, I actually have met them twice at cons since this point, which is so awesome to me. They made vocal effect demonstrations for somebody named Wooden Toaster. I didn't know who that was.
Oh, baby.
Didn't know who that was. So I was listening to them and I was like, wow, these are really cool. And so I looked up the original song. I saw a pony on the thumbnail. I went, what the hell? So I was just like, why are they writing music about My Little Pony? So I looked up a list of pony musicians. First thing I see is Living Tombstone. And I think, okay, back in like 2015, his FNAF song I was bumping that shit. Like that was on the playlist. And then I find out right before the FNAF song, not months prior, bro was making pony music. Bro made pony music for years. I'm like, I didn't know that. I had no idea. This is some of the coolest electronic music I've ever heard. Like
Right?
really
It
out
was
there stuff.
really
This
And it's-
fandom carries it.
Long story short, I watched some clips of the show, and here we are.
This fandom represents electronic music so well because it embodies what electronic is supposed to mean.
I'll get even more like fundamental psychology than that. It was a like a form of free expression in the midst of like everything falling apart. It's like, okay, this is something that I can do by myself. I'm learning how to make something by myself. I don't need other people to do things for me. It's like, okay, I have this thing, this idea in my head. I now know I can do the drums and I can do the guitar and I can do the vocals and I can do this and I can do that. It's like that introverted lonerism thing makes up so much of the backbone of like that style. There was a perfect storm of circumstances that made discovering that at that time so potent.
Let's talk about Babscon a little bit. I, unfortunately, was out of the room dealing with Gatekeep while you were during that part where you went crazy.
You hate me, I get it.
But there were a few moments where I heard the entire crowd light up, and when you hit that really long note, I could hear you from the front door. I knew it was you. I just wasn't in the room. I could hear you though. And I heard everyone, after you held it for about 4 seconds, that's when everyone was like, holy crap, he's still going. Yeah!
It was amazing.
Does that kill your voice afterwards?
If I do it properly, no. I've had somebody else ask this before, with the grit vocals and stuff. No, if you're doing it properly, it does not hurt my voice at all. All I'm doing to achieve that effect is tightening my throat. That's it. During the Mayhem performance, I did have a pretty nasty voice crack at the end because I was pushing really hard.
But mistakes like that, like you weren't the only one. I mean, I saw worse mistakes made on stage. That doesn't take away from the experience, though.
No, I think it adds to it, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I had a pretty nasty voice crack at Trot 24 too, and I had a lot of people tell me that was a very emotional moment. The crack demonstrates authenticity. It's like
It's the equivalent of a Dragon Ball Z character going Super Saiyan. Just because I'm looking at your page right now, and it's the last video you posted. You do these things at every convention called a Mog vlog, where you take just all these random clips like you'll if you see something funny or something worth shooting at that moment, you'll just record it and you'll edit it into this Mog vlog at the end of the conventions. What did you have a reason for starting to do that, or was it just something you did by accident?
So it was obviously inspired by Plum Corp, okay? Like, it was very, very much inspired by, like, Filthy Frank. I always liked the hilarity of having kind of those candid moments recorded with, you know, like, okay, let's get an absurd quality camera, for one thing. Let's film it at a cinematic frame rate, you know, as if we're about to do something legitimate. And then let's do something ridiculous with that. I've always loved absurd humor. Like, my favorite movie of all time is Freddy Got Fingered, if that gives you any idea. By Tom Green. Oh my God. I love absurdist humor, just like ridiculous, whatever.
Are there any projects you have right now that you're working on that you can give us a little hint or taste of?
I just got the drums back for a beatdown hardcore song. Okay, we have a beatdown hardcore project that we're doing, and if you don't know what,
are you allowed to
well, me and Whirlwind.
Okay.
At the moment.
Yeah.
But there might be others involved soon. So it's kind of up in the air right now. But
Right.
If you don't know what beatdown hardcore is, go look it up. It's a music genre.
I've got one more thing I want to say. From what I know and have seen from you, I wouldn't consider you a clout chaser in any form at all. But you are very talented, and I think that you deserve more reputation than what you're getting.
Oh, for real.
What I like about you is that you don't give a crap that you're not getting it. And it shows at these conventions because all of the other musicians know who you are and they respect your work and what you've done. They know what you're capable of. The internet does not. The world does not, as much as they should. I think you're a really humble and respectable person for not being clout chasey and just presenting yourself the way you have.
I really appreciate that. Thank you. I don't feel like I deserve anything. I don't feel as though I deserve any of the positions that I've been given. It's not as if there's any degree of entitlement where I'm like, well, I should be here or I should have this. I'm just a little bedroom musician. You know,
Yeah.
It's like I have the luxury of throwing something on YouTube and having people comment on it to just tell me how much they enjoy it. I've had people tell me like, oh, I love your songs. I've laughed to your songs. I've cried to your songs. And it's like, that's awesome. Like, I'm doing something positive.
And a lot of people don't learn that until they've already achieved it. So you going in and knowing that prior to creating is huge.
I'm blessed to be in the position that I'm in, right? I'm blessed to be able to know so many cool people, talented people. Never in a million years thought I would be in a position where people would want to listen to whatever thing I happen to make. I never thought I'd be able to make things. It's like if you would have told me 5 years ago, 6 years ago that, you know, not only was I going to become an electronic music producer, but I was going to become a brony. I would have been like, absolutely not.
And
Are you out of
you
your
could-
mind?
You could
If you
take it
would've
a step further and say you'd be not only making electronic brony music, but you'd be performing it in front of 800 people on a stage.
Yeah, performing it in front of a giant crowd of people. It's like I never would have believed it.
Where do you want the people to look to find you? Where can they find you?
Practically everywhere. If you want to hear my music, go to YouTube or Spotify, I guess. If you want to see my ramblings, Twitter. If you want to support me financially for whatever reason, you can also buy my tracks on Bandcamp. People do that, even though I offer free downloads on my stuff, and that's also incredibly humbling to me because it's like you didn't have to do that. You just did that out of the kindness of your own heart, and that's awesome to me.
Let me give you money.
That was Spin Scissor, everyone. They're going to be up next. Spin, good luck out there. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you for the interview. Good luck. No promises, man.
Peace.